trust your father?
Yes.
If you keep practicing, pretty soon it's all gonna pay off. Just watch.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you are tuning in. My name is Jonathan Torres-Herrera, and you are watching or listening to the JTH show. Today, we're going to talk about Netflix in two different stories. The first one will be about the update around the Cuties movies, and then the second one will be around the Selena, the series that is coming out in December. But first, roll the intro. All right. So as always, make sure you catch the episodes also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Radio Public. And if it's not too much to ask, give it a like, comment on below on what we're talking about today, and make sure you ring the notification bell for your subscription. Okay. So the first story around Netflix is one that comes out of the Fox 32 Chicago. And there's a whole bunch of, I guess, outlets as well that reported on the fact that a Texas grand jury indict Netflix for the Cuties film. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, it's okay. You can actually go and watch, not yet, after the video. You can go watch this video on a whole show that I covered, the whole controversy behind Cuties. But I'll give you a really quick, compressed, breakdown of what it was. I'm sorry, I had trouble sometimes still digesting the thought of what I'm about to talk. Because although some people have come out in defense of the movie, I still think it's actually pretty gross. Now, I tried to watch the movie, like the first 30 minutes of it, and I honestly have never come back to it. I couldn't. Why? Well, because it's exactly what people have been saying it is, which is essentially a movie that is based on some factual things that are happening somewhere in France. I'm sorry. And it's around little girls that like to dance in a very suggestive manner. And it's gross. You know, they're twerking, they're doing all these gestures. And again, let me remind you, these are little girls. Now in the movie, they're also little girls. Yes, little girl actresses. Not like, shows in the 90s or something where you had 20-something-year-olds play, 15-year-olds. I can Saved by the Bell, where all the actors look, like they're probably, 18, 19, 20, but they're playing 16-year-olds in high school. No. They don't do that anymore. Well, it's not edgy enough, right? As some of these artists have said, they need to be realistic. If we're going to bring awareness to something that is serious, which, by the way, just like I said in that video, people should. Right? This is something definitely that shouldn't be celebrated. Okay? Call me a conservative. It's fine. I'm okay with it. But I have little girls. And I would never, in my wildest, craziest dreams, would even, see myself agreeing, or for that matter, my wife agreeing that, yeah, you know what? Let our girls, no matter how, cool the music is, right? Let them go and twerk on other little boys or just dance the way, these little girls were attempting to dance, right? Or perform their art. I just wouldn't. So I'm sorry. I don't agree when you have creators that have done this for the sake of art. I just don't. If it would have been in documentary style, different story. There's tons of documentaries that Netflix has done and other publishing houses that I'm like, you know what? Hey, that's really interesting. Wow. That's a great way to bring awareness. Having a movie with little actors, sorry, no. But anyways, catch that whole review that I get more in depth in. But for now, to the point of this particular story at least, is Texas, or at least a grand jury in Texas has said, no, we're on to you, Netflix. And they have officially brought an indictment against the company. Now, in the article, which I'll link to down below, you can read it and, really deep dive into exactly what the company is being found guilty of. But essentially is exactly what I just said, which is exposing, and exhibiting children, right? In a very sexualized manner. right? Which again, I don't see how Netflix has come out and defended this. I repeat it over and over because that's the only way they defended it. Art, art, art. I don't agree. I think Netflix has done great documentaries, great movies. They are in many ways the pioneers of this whole streaming service. In fact, the next story is also involving Netflix. I don't think Netflix, by the way, to close out this story real quick, I don't think they are this evil corporation, greedy. They've been involved in other scandals, I'm sure, and they have, I'm sure, their bad side that employees probably can argue. In this particular case, I think that they were wrong. I think that they were wrong from the beginning, from even toying with the idea of bringing this to their platform. Again, all in the name of art. And I honestly hope that this is not a sword they decide to die on, right? And say, hey, I don't care what these super conservative people, right, maybe such as myself, would say about our art. Screw you guys. We are going to continue making movies. In fact, Cuties #2 is coming to a theater near you next year. No, because guess what? I mean, it's not just me anymore. This is an actual, or this has come up, now in court, right? To where this is not a thing of, liberals against conservatives or no. This is a matter of now, it has come into legal hands, and hopefully, again, it's not a sword that Netflix will die on. They'll learn from this. They'll say, hey, we try to push the envelope. Maybe this generation is not ready for it. Sure, that's fine. Move on, which I should too. Okay, so let's move on to the next story. And that is also involving Netflix, like I said. And that is around the new series that's going to come out around an artist that was murdered. At this point, it was 20-something years ago. Selena. Some of you guys may know her. Some of you guys may not. I think there's going to be a large community of people that definitely knows, obviously, who that is. And it's why we're talking about it today. So before I get into my opinion, let's get into who's, playing the characters and what do we know so far. So first of all, it's going to be released in December. Excuse me. It's going to be a short mini series, and it's going to be played, or Selena will be played, by the way, by Christian Serratos, who is, you might know her from another role that she did, Rosita in The Walking Dead. So she's going to be playing Selena. The other obviously notable characters, such as Abraham Quintanilla, will be played by Ricardo Chavarria. Sadie Lopez will be playing Marcela Quintanilla, which is the mother. Gabriel Chavarria. Sorry for the last names here. I try. A.B. Quintanilla, the third. And then Noemi Gonzalez will be played by, not be played by Suzette. Noemi Gonzalez will be Suzette. And then Jesse Pose will be Christian Paris. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. But essentially, that's the whole cast and crew, right? So, yes, if they're announcing all these characters, it's because they're going to be in the miniseries. And obviously, these are all individuals that played a very big part in the life of Selena, being that all these individuals were related to her, right? Now, here's where I come down on this. While I am personally excited to see this miniseries, I already saw comments online, and even in speaking with my wife, we are, it's all theory, but rightfully so, theorizing that there's going to be a big backlash, just like there was with the movie that came out, right? If you guys don't remember or never heard of it, Jennifer Lopez played Selena in a 1997 biopic where, many people say, oh, that's what made, whatever. That's what people say, I've heard. That's what made Jennifer Lopez. Either way, years later, there are still people, back and forth on the topic whether she did a good job or she didn't do a good job. Now, while, Christian is not as big as an actress, you can say, or A-lister as J-Lo, I think that, it's definitely, very brave of her to come in and try to do a role of a character that I think many people, definitely adore and love. But more importantly, a lot of people over romanticize. Now, wow, what did I just say? Yes. I think a lot of people that love, actors and actresses and singers, they typically over romanticize people, specifically those that have died, in their own weird, way in their head. And then they get very aggressively possessive over those individuals. So let's even go back to something like my wife said, a simple non-real character, right? A non-fiction character, or a fiction character, excuse me, like the Joker, right? There was that one depiction played by Heath Ledger that now nobody wants to let go, me included. That everybody's like, nobody can ever play him as good as him. And no matter who comes after, Heath Ledger, again, playing a fictional character, people either always go to the actual cartoon or they go to the Heath Ledger and they're like, no, that was nowhere near as good as those. So to play someone like Selena, arguably belongs to the Latino community. Specifically, I would say more than anything, the Mexican community, right? And typically, I have seen that people in those communities, again, get very controlling about who portrays those characters, right? People will see the show. I don't think there's an argument about that. That's not even what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is that a lot of people pretend to know these actors, singers, actresses that have passed away, now they're making movies about, and then really can get aggressive with the actors that are playing these roles, right? You've seen people get quote unquote canceled, right? I've said it before. That is rampant now, right? And it's sad because that's my prediction already before I even see the series. I hope I'm entirely wrong. I hope I can come back to this when I finally launch. By the way, quick preview, side note, the Streaming Critic YouTube channel, in which I will review, movies and stuff like that. This will be one of the first ones that I do on there. I hope that I can, fast forward in December and say, wow, I was totally wrong about this. People all over the world are saying that this is the best thing that they've ever seen and they love it and there's no backlash for the actors. But unfortunately, if we're realistic and if we're honest, what do you often see? You often see, again, the fans getting real crazy, sending threats, sending, all these nasty messages on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and then unfortunately you have actors and actresses that are like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's horrible, right? Because it is often, in my opinion, that these remarks, right, come from people that A, are not even actors or actresses themselves. B, not individuals that are in any way, really truly fans of the original source material. Just because you know a couple songs and you dance to them in your bathroom, right? Or in your kitchen, and you're like, oh my God, I knew her when I was little and I was so sad when she died. You're not a super fan, you're not a mega fan. And those are the people that usually don't understand that. And they end up getting really aggressive. And I only say this, with this level of confidence because I've seen the JLo comments. I have. Before I decided to do this video, I went on and I literally researched, and you can do it too, JLo as Selena. And then, of course, you're going to get all these different results in Google. Click on any of the platforms like Facebook or Instagram or any of those. And you're going to get so many people saying she wasn't really even a real Latina. It's like, because she was from New York. It's like, oh, I don't even know how that makes sense. And that is a comment, by the way. I saw it, and it's just sad, because I believe that has a potential here and already. And especially because we live in a very negative world right now. No matter what we're trying to bring out as entertainment, people are always like, oh, I want to stop talking about Corona. I want to stop talking about this, entertain me. And then we get entertained. I don't like it. She's not even real, Oh, by the way, I saw some comments of the actress, Christina. They're already critiquing, and it's so pathetic, her height and her weight. I'm not kidding. Google it for yourself. It's not that hard. Huh? I'm sorry. I keep saying Christina. I'm sorry. Christian. You know what? I'm sorry. The actress's name is Christian. Cerratos. I'm sorry if my brain automatically goes to Christina. I am accustomed that the name Christian is usually, for boys. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get canceled now. My wife's canceling me right now. She's going on freaking YouTube and she's like down, She's probably like that one person. I don't know if you guys noticed, by the way, that always down likes my videos. There's like one person that does that. I think it's my wife. Low key. I think it's her. She says she's not. If I'm going to get her phone one day, I'm going to be sure. I'm going to go to my videos and I'll like, the hell, dude? It's for the algorithm. Anyways, so let me know what you think. Again, when I finally launch the Streaming Critic, it'll be a YouTube channel. It'll be all about movie reviews, and since I was, I don't know, freaking a kid, I love to watch movies. I love to sit down and really watch them, not just take it in and then leave and say, oh, I haven't even watched that movie once. No, I'm the type of guy that can watch a movie or a series a few times. And then really start grabbing onto little things I missed before, or just in general, pick up more of what the storyline was. So yeah, I'll be doing that soon, and I think again, Selena will be a perfect series for me to do that. So I'll let you guys know when that finally is launched, and I hope you guys can also go on and subscribe there. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and as always, leave your comments and likes down below. See ya. I'll do this first. Hey, thanks for watching the JTH show. Remember, you can catch all the episodes, full episodes, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Radio Public. You can also visit www.thejthshow.com to catch episodes there and to catch anything that we had to blur out because of YouTube or any other platform. We usually put all of our raw information in there that is uncensored. You can also become a member at www.thejthshow.com to catch all the special perks. Thanks for watching.